Former South Carolina governor and 2024 GOP presidential hopeful Nikki Haley turning heads on Wall Street as she garners a downpouring of support from a well-known businessman clan, a bunch of billionaires. Americans for Prosperity Action, a network financed by billionaire Charles Koch, officially backing Haley last week in a bid to block Trump from winning the 2024 GOP nomination. The former president, of course, is in the lead. But that's not all. Koch joins fellow billionaire Stan Druckenmiller, along with Citadel's Ken Griffin and Silicon Valley VC Tim Draper, in signaling support for Haley. Could Home Depot co-founder Ken Langone be next? The legendary billionaire investor joins me now live amid reported plans to meet face-to-face with Nikki Haley in New York this week. How's that for subtlety? I mean, I'm not known for being subtle, but can I just ask you, are you ready to make the announcement about Nikki Haley?
Yeah, I'm just about ready. I had a nice meeting with her yesterday in my office. And I'll tell you, she came through loud and clear, straight shooter. She recognizes the challenges and the issues, and I think she's got the determination to effectuate change in America, which is desperately needed right now. Desperately. We can't keep going the way we are, not as a nation. And this is, I say this regarding both parties. We've got to deal with entitlements. Entitlements can't continue on the way they are. It's 71% of the federal budget now. And unless we address those, we can't solve our budgetary problems. We just can't. You can't get enough out of defense, out of education, out of transport, all these different other departments to make it up. They're only 30% of the whole budget. And she's got her head screwed on good, and she's very forthright. I was very impressed with the candor of her answers. And I'm almost there. I got a couple of things I want to do, but I'm pretty certain that I'm ready to jump on a bandwagon because I think she'll get it done.
Can I ask you, when you say I'm about ready and a couple of more things I need to do, what is that? What do you mean by that?
Well, I want to be respectful of other candidates and not have them be surprised by what I'm doing. So I would like very much for certainly Ron DeSantis to understand that, I'm sorry, his numbers aren't moving. And we have to have a winner. We've got to win this election. And it's very simple, man. It's a simple, hard-nosed business decision. I think we stand a better chance of winning the White House with Nikki Haley than anybody else. Well, it's that simple.
Well, tell
and I like her program. And I like her programs. I like
you got to tell the 60% of Republicans or even more who right now today would vote for President Trump, former President Trump. You know, do the numbers work? You're a numbers guy. You know how this operates.
Go back to 2016. If you remember back then, about this time of the year, Hillary Clinton was a slam dunk. Well, she wasn't such a slam dunk after all, was she? These numbers move around. And I believe Iowa is going to be a very telling experience. I think she's number 2 in Iowa right now. Frankly, if she wins Iowa, and I'm going to make this decision long before Iowa, if she wins Iowa, I should say if she comes in second in Iowa, Ron DeSantis has to completely reconsider his position. And for sure, Christie's got to get out of the race. So you're going to have a narrowing of the field. And I think she stands the best chance of becoming the next president of the United States. It's that simple. And as I said, that would be one measure. But the bigger measure to me is the things she plans to do. The border free. We cannot continue to have our border the way it is. She understands that, and she's very direct about it. She's saying, no, we're not going to capture and release. We're going to capture and send home.
Kenny,
this is what needs to...
You bring up, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you bring up, and I just don't want this to slip by, you bring up entitlement. You saw that a lot of Republicans, any one of them who even breathed the word Social Security and we've got to fix this or that, the entitlements, Medicare and Medicaid, boy, there's a lot of pushback there. What do you believe she is ready to do that won't engender that hate?
I think she'll be able, look, there's a lot of ways that we can address the entitlements and reach the promised land. The promised land being, of course, that we can afford it. For example, change the minimum age by 2 years, just 2 years, and you change the whole equation, and it works. The same is true with people like me. What the hell am I doing getting $3,500 a month from the federal government? As blessed as I've been by all the wonderful things that happen to me in this great country, I shouldn't get a nickel from the government. This nonsense that I'm only getting my own money back, forget that. Consider an insurance policy. You buy a fire insurance policy on your home and you don't have a fire, you don't get the premium back. You bought insurance, you bought protection. Mm-hmm. Let us consider Social Security the same way. But seriously, she's got the courage, and I believe she'll have the delivery ability, the ability to make the message loud and clear that this is for the good of the nation, especially for the young kids that we're leaving a terrible mess to if we don't address it.
Well, Kenny, what about, what if, and there is no denying she has momentum. And I hear from a lot of Democrats, wealthy Democrats and Democrats who are unsure about Biden. They say, you know what, I could live with Nikki Haley. You're hearing that more and more, absolutely. But you are a lifelong Republican. If it doesn't work out and the nominees are Trump and Biden, what are you going to do?
Take a space shuttle to the moon.
Which one? You're going to do Elon Musk's or Richard Branson's?
Well, I'll give you this. I wouldn't go near Biden with a 10-foot pole. Okay, that's as much as I'm prepared to commit right now. I think, frankly, Liz, if that's our choice, shame on America. Shame on America. To have 330 million people, and these are the two best candidates we can come up with, shame on us.
You have
pox on both houses.
You've got young people very concerned.
I'm being very blunt.
That's why we have you on, Kenny. You don't mince words, and you're, as we say in Yiddish, tuchas auf den Tisch. Tuchas on the table. What you see is what you get.
For a very simple reason. We live in the greatest country on earth. There'll never be another America. Don't sell us short. Don't ever sell America short. That's a bad bet. I've been blessed by every good thing that this country has to offer. And it breaks my heart to see the behavior of the president and the former president and what they say and what they're doing. And it just shocks me that we're prepared to settle for this. I don't think that's America. I think we're going to get better. I think we will get better. And I believe the American people are ready for a major change. I think right now, based on her momentum, the word you use, which is the appropriate word, I believe she's ready to make the move. She's certainly close to caught up with Ron. And more importantly, in Iowa, on the latest polls, she's coming in second to Trump, which means that Ron has dropped back. And bear in mind, he's made a major effort in Iowa. He's been to 99 counties. He's got the endorsement of a very popular governor. If he can't do any better than that in Iowa, he's got to take a step back and ask himself the question. Yeah. Maybe this is not for me, or maybe I'm not for the country.
Ken, you've got young people watching. We have a very diverse demo on this show, and I want to get it to investing because you, as the co-founder of Home Depot, where people want to fix up their homes, kids can't afford a home now. The average price of a home is absolutely untouchable, out of reach for so many people. What should the younger set, this next gen set, be doing? How should they be investing that you wish you had done at an earlier age?
Well, I made mistakes investing. On the other hand, I've had some pretty good bets come in. I tell all people I know, make the bet and make it for the long term. I'll give you a for instance. Home Depot went public in 1981, September of 81. Counting dividends, Home Depot has compounded up until last week, Home Depot has compounded at 29% a year for 43 years. Hard to believe, isn't it?
No, it's
Eli
a great
Lilly.
company.
Well, Eli Lilly, a company that from 2002 to 2018 did nothing, flat. So you lost 16 years. I sold a company to Lilly on November 30th, 1977. And from that date until now, including those 16 years of zero performance, Lilly has compounded, counting the dividend, at 14.6% a year. I believe you look for companies that have inherently good prospects, strong management. That's a subjective thing, I know. And you stay with them. And when you get dips, if you have the good fortune of having some extra money, you buy on the dips and you hang in there.
Yeah.
Another company I've got for the last 14 years, a company I'm very excited about, is Parker Hannifin.
Parker Hannifin, Cleveland.
Well, which was presumed to be a sleepy old Midwest company, is anything but that. I had breakfast last week with the CEO, Jenny Palmentieri, and she is fabulous.
She's fabulous.
She just took the job, and she's a home run. What I'm saying is, Liz, invest. I don't know how to trade. Whenever I've tried to trade, I've always lost my butt. So find great companies, stay with them, pray for breaks. When you got a break, pray you got some money to go with the break, and take advantage of the break.
Gotcha.
That's the best. But better than that, don't bet against America. That's the best
agree.
bet of all.
Amen.
Okay?
Ken Langone, we love you. Thank you so much. And
Love
we'll
you
be
too.
watching.
Have a nice holiday, okay?
You too. We'll be watching for the big announcement, but you say you're almost there with Nikki Haley. Ken Langone, great to have you. Thank you so much.
Okay.